Mercedes' team boss Toto Wolff has adopted a firm approach in the discussions with his drivers, further stirring rumours about George Russell possibly leaving the team. With both Russell and Wolff expressing their uncertainties about the ongoing partnership, could we witness a dramatic turn of events with Russell and Max Verstappen swapping teams? More intriguingly, is Wolff still prioritising Verstappen despite his public support for his current lineup? It's a tough spot for Russell, but sometimes you have to face reality. Verstappen's contract situation continues to create ripples throughout the Formula One community, hinting that the drama between him and Mercedes is far from over. Wolff has made it clear again that his drivers must fit into the team ethos to secure their place with Mercedes. The recent whisperings about Verstappen's connection to Mercedes have put Russell in a tricky situation ahead of the 2026 season. Wolff highlighted the necessity of having a team-oriented driver to earn a Mercedes contract, while Verstappen, a four-time world champion, isn't exactly known for his team-playing image. When such a talent is available, one might find ways to shuffle the roster. Wolff explained his philosophy, stating that every team member contributes to their success, whether they work in engineering, cleaning, or drive the car. His message, no special treatment, every one of the 2,500-strong team is equally important. If you act selfishly and threaten our team's goals or damage our image, I'll take decisive action. You won't have a place in this group. After this issue is addressed, we should quickly discuss Wolff's views on Russell's contract. The Austrian made it clear that the delay in negotiations isn't politically driven. However, Russell's recent victory in Canada has raised his profile, prompting Mercedes to carefully consider his future and potential options. They have only one shot at certain opportunities, and if they rush their decisions, it could backfire later on. But why do these statements stir up so much debate for George Russell? It's clear that Kimi Antonelli is extremely valuable to Mercedes' long-term plans. His impact, including achieving a podium in Canada after just 10 races, is undisputed. Wolff has called the young Italian driver the next Verstappen, and given his impressive performance in the lower leagues, this comparison seems fair. Having missed the chance to sign Verstappen once, it's unlikely Wolff will let a similar opportunity slip away again. The team's actions strongly suggest their intentions. Mercedes is putting off discussing a new contract with Russell as they wait to see what Verstappen decides. It's tempting to assume that Mercedes and Red Bull will stick with their current drivers for the 2026 season, but there's still a small chance of surprises, especially given Wolff's persistent interest in Verstappen. While Wolff's comments aren't directly aimed at Russell, they're a reminder that team spirit is crucial. Interestingly, it's actually a worrying sign for Verstappen. In the past, we've witnessed him clash with Red Bull engineers when things didn't go his way. However, he demonstrated humility during a race at Barcelona when he accepted his engineer's call to let Russell overtake, even if he disagreed. Verstappen's acknowledgement that wins and losses are shared highlights the team spirit Mercedes needs to reclaim its previous glory after struggling since 2022. Wolff insists that a driver's success at Mercedes isn't just about skill, but also intelligence. He values social and emotional awareness, and this is likely what he'll seek in his next driver, whether that be Verstappen or Russell. Wolff elaborated, pointing out that the best drivers have the smarts to navigate not just the track, but also the complex dynamics of the paddock, showcasing focus and career ambition. They aren't self-centered at all. Lewis Hamilton exemplifies a stellar team spirit, making him the greatest achiever in racing history. It's clear that when you combine exceptional talent and ambition with a sense of awareness, you understand that it's not just about you. Remember Wolff's reaction to the ongoing tensions between Verstappen and Russell. He pointed fingers at the four-time world champion but didn't lash out as fiercely as he did at Red Bull. It's a strategic move. Aim to undermine Red Bull, but keep Verstappen, their star, untarnished by criticism. This way, Wolff avoids tarnishing his own reputation and keeps Mercedes appealing to Max if he ever considers switching teams. And what about Russell's position in all this? His association with Aston Martin isn't coincidental. They recognise a prime chance with the talented Brit. Aside from Verstappen, Russell is one of the most sought-after talents in the racing world, which is why Aston Martin is eager to position him as their leading driver as the new rules come into play. Russell has consistently dismissed any gossip about discussions with other teams, yet he's also admitted that he hasn't inked a deal with Mercedes, leaving their future in limbo. George clarified this by stating emphatically that nothing is set in stone. He insisted he isn't in talks with other teams despite any interest shown. Loyal to Mercedes, George has always expressed his desire to stay, crediting them for his entry into Formula One. There have been no hard feelings about the swirling rumours, especially those involving Max. He pointed out that it's no surprise teams would be keen on signing Max if they had the chance. Interestingly, even with his victory in Montreal, Russell couldn't quash the speculation regarding his future with Mercedes. Instead, the chatter intensified, with the F1 community now buzzing about whether the Silver Arrows will chase after Verstappen or stick with their current drivers. Mercedes enjoys the luxury of observing the situation from the sidelines, able to bide their time and assess their options. However, the situation is more precarious for Russell, who must carefully strategize his next steps. George Russell has openly shared that he harbors no resentment towards Mercedes for their interest in Max Verstappen. He explained that there are no ill feelings regarding the ongoing discussions, particularly about Max. Russell acknowledged that if all driver contracts were up for grabs next year, Verstappen would top the wish list for every team, a fact he finds perfectly reasonable. Nonetheless, Russell exudes confidence about being on the grid and feels optimistic about his future, emphasizing that there's no urgency to rush contract talks. His focus is on achieving victories together with Mercedes. This perspective is intriguing because, while he stresses the lack of hurry and expresses confidence in his continuity with Mercedes, it highlights his thoughtful approach to his career. On the flip side, he claims he's not concerned at all, as he's certain he'll be competing in 2026. This statement feels somewhat unconvincing amidst the drama, particularly since Antonelli, his Italian teammate, is now gaining significant traction. The F1 media is touting Antonelli as the next potential champion for Mercedes, overshadowing Russell. It's his challenge to turn this hype into reality because with such intense pressure, he's likely to either crumble or excel magnificently. Nonetheless, the uncertainty surrounding Russell needs to be resolved quickly, as each day brings a growing suspicion that Mercedes might be hinging their plans on Verstappen's choice. Until contracts are signed, these rumours will persist and even escalate. Mercedes must act decisively to quell speculation if they intend to keep Russell on the team beyond 2026. Regarding Verstappen, I doubt he will rashly decide on his future. However, the odds of him staying with Red Bull are nearly certain at 99%. That tiny sliver of excitement is captivating everyone involved. Red Bull is spiralling downward, and with Mercedes showcasing their engine supremacy, 2026 could be the defining year for Verstappen's racing journey. Considering all of this, what are your thoughts on the dynamic between Russell and Mercedes? More crucially, do you believe these contract holdups will significantly impact George's career moving forward? Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.